Thank you to Merge Gardens for sponsoring today's video. Click the first link in the description below and download Merge Gardens for free. Alright, so got a shower last night. Hair is combed and fresh. No makeup on, but that's okay. We're doing things, yay. So I'm also heating up some nettle tea I had last night that just sat out. So it's gonna be really infused, but heating that up, gonna drink that now. Gonna also take a grocery bag and go grocery shopping down in my basement. What I'm inspired to make, believe it or not, I'm not inspired to like do 100 things with peppers besides just getting them sliced up and moving down for food preservation. I really want to do a big thing of egg roll in the bowl. It's Saturday now, it's raining, I have 2 heads of cabbage. Of course I have ground beef that I'm using up because in December we're getting a whole cow. So I'm gonna add my sweetener to the tea and let that sit a few more minutes. Once a few more, we're gonna go grocery shopping down to the basement and get ground beef and cabbage and other odds and ends that I can find. And then I'll just do like cold water defrost method on that ground beef. We'll get that going. And then I'm gonna work on clearing some other things out, putting things in their homes, like the cereal bins can go in a cabinet and oatmeal and flour can go in a cabinet. Clear a space for us to then start preserving these peppers, yay. And I get these bags at Tractor Supply for like $1.29 or whatever. Kids are hooting and hollering. Anyway, this is gonna be my shopping bag for right now. We got a bunch of meat and some celery and cabbage, but I need carrots. Let's take some carrots. Freeze dried these in July. And also, since it's shredded here, I'm going to put some freeze dried squash in there. Why not? Alrighty, yay. So I got 5 pounds of ground beef from that half a cow that we bought. And then I also have a pound of ground bison that was in the freezer. And so instead of a 6th thing of ground beef, we'll just mix in some ground bison. That'll be fun. And then also 2 heads of cabbage and some celery. And I try not to get adding too many extra things. Egg roll in the bowl, I mean, there's a lot of recipes online, a lot of different things you can add to it, but it's mainly just like onions and carrots and cabbage, ground beef or chicken, some ginger, some sesame seed oil, lots of different variations. Of course, over on largefamtable.com for several years now, I have the large family version of the recipe that's been up there, and lots of families have enjoyed it. So I'm looking at my peppers and I'm like, oh, I'll probably, when I do onions, go ahead and saute up some peppers too. Yay. So what I am doing is I am just rinsing out these peppers, and I'm going to get as many as I can stack overflowing in these 3 30-quart bowls. This load was these 2 baskets full, plus I have more here. And there's a variety of peppers in here. What I'm doing is I'm getting Travis going, helping me process these. And I told him, like, I already saw some jalapenos and some other peppers in here for him to just make a stack of those. But we gotta get going with this. So this is the first bowl though, going in Travis's direction. Still using kitchen stools. Well, friends, welcome back again today. Don't worry, Mama got sleep since that last video. Yes and amen. Again, I don't do that all the time, but if you ever want to make me like feel unstable, let me have 2 nights in a row with less than 6 hours sleep. I'm an 8-hour a night sleep kind of gal. Yes and amen. On to new things. So all of these peppers, I have shared how a good friend of mine needed her peppers harvested. She called all the local families, like whoever wants fresh homegrown organic peppers, no spray peppers, pure and holy peppers, come on over because a big storm's coming and they had to go out of town. So the kids and I took her up on that. Tons of baskets, tons of, I mean, all overflowing baskets. I don't even know, like I'm gonna have all 3 Mega Mama 30-quart bowls, which again still look small. I'm gonna have all of these full and probably some more. So I'm just washing them right now, and actually we're putting Travis to work. He's gonna sit down there and start slicing them up and processing them for me. We're going to freeze them all for the most part. I'm gonna save out a small amount for cooking, like tonight and for the rest of the week. But 99% of these peppers are going in the freezer, and they will be, a bunch of them will also be going through the freeze dryer because the freezer space is valuable. And we have a whole hog coming in October and a whole cow coming that's already processed. I just say that because we also have another cow on our property that is not being processed. So anyway, we've got stuff happening. I right now am still working through that bushel of squash that I've been running through the freeze dryer, and strawberries. I really think I'm gonna get through that project here probably in 2 to 3 more days. I mean, the freeze dryer usually takes at least a full day to cycle through. And then after that, I want to start running these peppers through. Now I have grapes that are in my freezer that I bought in bulk for a fantastic deal. Bought about 80 pounds of grapes for around $60. Fantastic. Nothing was wrong with them. Peak of freshness. You and me together, we're gonna can that. We're gonna do some jam, we're gonna do some jelly. We might even figure out some grape juice. I do have a steamer ordered for that. And then I have right now about 180 pounds of tomatoes frozen that here coming up in the next few videos. We're gonna process down those tomatoes. I don't think 180 pounds is a lot of tomatoes. I don't think it's gonna be enough tomatoes to do too much of anything for large family tomato sauce needs, but I feel like it's a great start, and it's gonna give me a visual on the ton of tomatoes I need for next year. Hi friends. You know I've been working hard in my dream kitchen, but I've also been thinking a bit about my dream garden. But we all know how creating a dream garden in real life is a huge undertaking, one that I don't know, I might not have the time for. So in the meantime, I've been enjoying a little game called Merge Garden, where I can build a cute little fantasy garden with things like plants, wildlife, ponds, and things like that. It's just a little distraction from the everyday, and it's relaxing to play. Here you can see some of the game's different types of wildlife. I think the birds are really, really cute. Of course, you can add other wildlife or flowers, and you can merge and get new items like this. This game is a combo of merge and match 3 games. You can play puzzle levels to unlock more of your garden, and different merge combos to give you different evolutions like this. It's fun to see what you can get. So that's a bit about Merge Garden. I think the graphics are really pretty, and there's constant updates, so things are always changing. I'm grateful for them helping to sponsor my content, and their game is free to play. So please show Merge Garden some love and click the link in the description below, or scan the QR code on the screen to download the game and check it out. So anyway, this is the second bowl like this, and I'm going to pass this off to Travis. Along with processing all these peppers today, I'm also going to do large family style egg roll in a bowl. And while Travis is chopping, I'm going to continue to work on getting different things in my storage cabinets over here put away so we can work on organizing these project stuff and pulling things together. And as I've shared in other videos, this is my friend who, mom of 10, she's got one, I believe, still at home now, but even he is an almost grown teenager. She's got tons of experience, huge garden. She actually has her own garden company now. Anyway, she knows and grows absolutely everything. She does have nice, big, open, richly fertile farm fields, and they're just gorgeous. So anyway, here on our property, we pretty much live in the woods here. It is the woods, although it's not as heavily wooded. Like our forest house was a true forest adjoined the national forest. Thick forest, thick wildlife. This is like the woods. And that definitely, I feel like, has affected my gardens. But again, it's only getting better from here. We did have 19 trees cut down this past week. A lot of those. I mean, would you say all of them or 3/4 of them, Trav, were dead? Out of 19, 2 or 3 for safety purposes just needed to come down. We had all those cut down, and so many of them. You know where I did my new garden space this past spring, which I'm proud of us. My goal spring 2022 was to have that garden space with those raised beds completed by fall 2022. I didn't think I would get any gardening in this year, but we did. We got the beds in, we did it. Some things were pretty successful, some things were a flop. We still have to harvest the potatoes. Besides the fact that we also got the whole garden built, I didn't get anything planted until almost June. But anyway, again, like I was saying, it's only gonna get better from here. So, where we did that new garden was the sunniest spot I have on this property. It did get more sun than my 2020 garden got. Again, just trying to make the best with the spaces that we have. So out of the 19 trees that we did have cut down this week, and Travis can tell me the exact number. Travis said 11 or 12 trees we had taken out. I should have a real sunny area now. And there's just some other areas that have now been cleared of dead trees that it's just making me feel hopeful about future gardens. Again, at my farmhouse, I grew big gardens several years in a row, covered with lots of babies. Like there, I had more than 4 kids. It was also that season where 4 of the kids were ages 5 and under, plus some upper elementary kids. Anyway, big gardens, just threw stuff in the ground, but again, it's like old fertile soil, and stuff here is like old woods. So I guess I'm rolling into a garden update. So all that to say, I grew this pepper. I'm looking for one of her monster peppers. Anyway, see, it's only getting better. So I'm very, very thankful and feel very blessed to have all these local peppers to get a hold of. We'll just throw my cute little baby pepper in the mix there. And I do plan on, hold on, let me get more peppers dumped and washing. And I definitely plan on our current raised beds. We have a lot of aged manure and mulched up goodies that we can cover all those in. These are dying out or just about dying out. There's some cute little squashes she added in there as well. And out of all these peppers, we're only just like, I think this is the second one that will go to the pigs for sure. Trying to tell you future garden thoughts and plans. I do this year want to work on starting seeds this winter. I had read a book on and was getting inspired to try to do some winter gardening. But with this preservation season and all these great deals I'm finding, I'm just shifting my focus to preserving all of these harvests and supporting local farmers and such in the process. And then we will, I think next year I'm going to need to do at least 100 tomato plants to really get somewhere with tomatoes. See, and then that little John Henry store should have more tomatoes coming in. I keep seeing them listed. I'm resisting because unless I was doing that project today, I really shouldn't freeze anymore. And I do have like 4 more days until I have what I think will be my tomato processing day. So that'll just be a good start, but I'm gonna put this in my little bowl for my pigs. And it's great because even these leaves off the peppers, my pigs really love them. Now they're cooney pigs, and so they don't get fed like heavy scraps and what you would call like pig slop and such. They actually, it's okay for them to have like some fruit and vegetable scrap, but they actually can have trouble with too much weight gain. And then you have to put your cooney on a diet. So we have a particular way that we feed them, and then I just give them fresh fruit and vegetable scraps as I have them. All of our chickens and our ducks and our goose and our turkey, well actually turkeys, they get heavy family scraps. So like if we had a meal and you're scraping plates and little odds and ends and the dry bread crust or something falls on the floor, or family life, whatever happens food-wise, all the poultry get the benefit of that. But the pigs will get things like the leaves from the peppers and the 2 like soft peppers that I found. Any fruit that, normally our fruit is good, but let's just say something happened and we forgot about those pineapples, which I'm gonna have a kid slice those up today. They went bad. I don't care. Everything, everything's negotiable. It can go to the poultry heavily and fill in the gaps there with the pigs. Another friend of mine, her family usually did like 1 or 2 hogs every year. And she was telling me, like, instead of a chicken bowl, they would have scrap bowls for the hogs and they would just get fed everything. And another friend of mine, she was telling me when she moved her hogs from one part of her woods to another, she took a birthday cake, like remnants of a birthday cake, and moved them with that. The coonies are really good if you have a smaller homestead and if you have more time to grow them out, and are a great first-time pig experience. I wouldn't mind, and we have space where we could do it, where I could get the feeder pigs and we raise them for like 4 or so months and then have them processed. They just get, I mean, you're dealing with like 400, 600, you're dealing with very large pigs. And so even like our cooney boar, I don't think he's quite 250 pounds. And of course he needs to be respected. He has tusk where the other pigs don't, but we're still able to handle and manage him. Like I can work with him with no problem. So anyway, pig lessons, but I'm gonna now show you how these peppers added up. We're working on getting Travis's whole area set up here where he's going to get started on these. So you all are going to love this. You have literally been waiting years for this. If we put Travis in charge of dicing the 90 quarts, overflowing quarts of peppers, look at how he's doing this. It's going to get done. Yep. 14 quart Cuisinart, cup. Cuisinart food processor, living its best life, and Travis totally happy about it. So he's got this, he's got the tray to put peppers, and then over here he's putting the insides that are going to go to the pigs. Yay! And then I have Liam helping me. We are going to put some brown rice in a bucket, and then I am working on over here. Of course, Benjamin has been in here playing also. There's my potting soil judging me. But anyway, I raised up this shelf, and so I was getting some of my gallon jars in there, and other things that are out on this table that need to find a home, so we're working on that. But since I also had this 25-pound bag of rice, I'm going to put some of it in my storage container. It's in my window, but again, we go through things so fast. At this point, I'm not worried about the light in the window. I'm going to put what I can in that container and then what I can in another jar, and we'll go from there. So I have a bunch of the cabinets open because I'm looking at things. Visual person. Again, there's some people who have to have things put up, and then there's other people who have to see things. So yeah, these are instant oats. This is old-fashioned oats. There's some flour. What I'm showing you here is I had someone working on getting these pictures into 8x10s, and they had to go off and do something else, but they shall return. Okay, so what's happening down here? Well, Mama got to spinning things. So first off, this table is way too close to this fridge. This is not how it was. We had to scooch this table all the way down to the fridge in order to get the new couch and new chair through the double doors yesterday, and it just got scooched down. Usually there's 48 inches between here, so obviously it needs to go back a few feet. That's beside the point. I just was telling you in case you noticed me trying to get in and out what's happening, but I got to thinking. So, of course, this was trash can area, but I need some place to put these potatoes until I can get to them, and then I do usually have bags of potatoes and such. I was thinking I would put them in a cabinet, but I also thought, well, we have this area, and I just wanted to test it out. At first, and I don't think I showed this to you, I had the potatoes in the bucket, and these potatoes, they take up about the same amount of room of the trash cans there by the door. You could still get in and out for extra fun. we like to have a fan going, so we have this fan here, but Travis moves it around to different parts of the kitchen, so we're not married to the fan. So this fan can and will move at any point. So I'm just trying this out. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. For potatoes, for onions, you know, I can have 2 or 3 buckets here. Maybe, but these 2 trash cans fit here along this wall just fine. The only thing is, if we go with this, I would of course have Travis yet again put some of that pressed metal there, and just to continue our whole little pressed metal theme that I also like to mix in. Okay, Travis has been a-working, so we are gonna take these out to the pigs. Liam is moving the apples back to the counter. That's our next project after the peppers. Okay, and here's our nice new, well, then we have our fall leaves, but those top 2 steps are new. Yay. Okay. Looking for where their pan is. Hey guys. Woo! I can't get to their pans right now, but this is just wet dirt. You'll be okay. So these 2 boys are bacon and sausage, and then that's Boris, our boar. He's our daddy pig. Hey, Boris. Oh, they're turning their nose up. Are these stink peppers? Are you not pepper boys? Huh? Is that how this works? I guess not. Okay. Well, I'll remember next time and I'll give these to the chickens. All right. All right. Well, you told me. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Boris is like, you woke me up from my nap for this. Okay. Sorry, Boris. Sorry. Now, I will also say they've eaten watermelon rinds and such that I have just flipped in here. You might be picky about peppers. You're sniffing. You're sniffing. Yeah, that's all. I only had a pepper offering. I'm sorry. I guess I need to know this for next time. I didn't know you felt this way. Huh? No? Boris is like, what is next? Okay, well, maybe Mama Pig. She's looking at me. Maybe she would have liked the peppers. And these 2 guys are actually, they're half, these darker ones, these 2 are half Cooney and half Idaho Pasture Pig, which Idaho Pasture Pig is a couple different breeds of pigs anyway in there. I think it was Cooney. I can't pass the test right now on the 3 different breeds that make up Idaho Pasture Pigs. But anyway, these guys are half Cooney, half Idaho Pasture Pig. So, yes, that's what you are. But then, big old Boris, he's 100% registered Cooney, and Mama, I call her Mama Pig now, but her registered name is Natasha. Natasha and their babies, they are all 100% registered Cooney. So, okay, boys, well, I guess you were expecting something else. More banana peels, maybe? Okay, so we have pulled things together a bunch. Travis and one of the kiddos have gone to take another family that just had a baby dinner, and I'm getting ready to make dinner here. So he has left the building for the moment, but he has been faithfully working. And like I say, I'm just saying 90 quarts of peppers. I mean, these are 3 30-quart bowls, and they're overflowing. Who could even know how many peppers that this is? But Travis has his whole little system and his whole setup working through it, and yeah, thank you Travis. So he'll be back and work on that some more. I'm gonna get cooking a big large family style load of egg roll in a bowl. And then over here, found the table again, and both of these are little pumpkins that we grew, yay us. And then we got 2 more pictures from last fall. My joke is, now that it's been almost a year, time to have pictures ton again. So now we're finally getting these hung up. Yay us. So this is a little collage picture. And then I love this. I always think, when I see this, I think New Kids on the Block. I don't know. It's just like they're posing. They should be an album cover. And then that's the whole family picture there. Pretty much, I think in this pattern, we'll have Travis help me eyeball it. But I'm thinking of putting that right here in this wall space, and then the other two, I know they will be taller than eye level, but again, or I could have this one a little lower. Okay, we'll analyze this when Travis gets home, before he gets back to Pepper's and before we eat dinner. I'll have him help me get those up. So anyway, other things happening here. So all of the apples are back over here now. This is the 6 or 7 bushels full total that we're gonna make into applesauce. If you missed my last video with all these projects and all these things, I had to move everything that was in that corner over there onto this table. The spices are officially done. It's amazing. So much of that stuff had to come on over here. And then with other projects going on, I just had to play the spin the projects dance. But we are getting through it. We are working through things. And another thing I did was I got that white cart out of here to put my chair there. And the things from that cart also had to come along and get put in cabinets or get taken back down to the basement or get, you know, just dispersed in other areas. I did go ahead. Now the blender has been sitting out for 2 weeks. No one has used the blender. I tell you, we go through different seasons. Right now, what's happening a lot is we're drinking a lot of tea. So I went ahead and I put the Vitamix in one of the cabinets there, and I still have a lot of shelving left in those cabinets too. So put the blender up. Now again, the toasters, yeah, I just can't commit to putting those up right now. So with the blender, as I've shared a bunch, we have times where it's like multiple people are using the blender throughout the day, and then we'll hit times where a couple weeks go by, nobody touches it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put the tea bag basket there since tea is happening. So anyway, we are going to start doing applesauce tomorrow and go through all of that. And I have just, from my corn and beans and some other canning projects, I have left these clean jars out, and my salt and such. Of course, we won't need those for apples, but there's more canning going on. It's just, 'tis the season, but I do hope to make a bunch of this into continual habits, but we will be doing tomatoes and things coming up later this week as well. But first, getting through the peppers. I sat down for a little too long, but that's okay. Mama does rest. Yes. I'm going to get the, let's see, was it 5 pounds? 5 pounds of the pasture-raised ground beef, and then the 1 pound of the ground bison, cooking on the stove. Gonna chop the vegetables, do the things, do the Super Mega Mama egg roll in the bowl now. I have the 5 pounds of ground beef and the 1 pound of bison. I did get some new KitchenAid little oven mitts, and these are my favorite though to use always, right? The homemade kid ones. Anyway, so I'm gonna cook this ground beef up. Then I'm gonna do, the peppers are already done, and I'm gonna chop up some onion real quick. I'm gonna get that sauteing in this 15-quart Dutch oven here. I'll do those, and then I just gotta tell you the game plan. Then we'll chop the cabbage, and I'll add that to there. I'm thinking what I can do is, well, then I'll do most of the vegetables in here, and I'll add the meat to it once it's cooked. Yeah, okay, go team, go. So, just getting this going. And so, got this little chopper. What do we think about it? The kids have liked when I've had them help me prep onions and stuff. So yes, I'm a fan. This came with all kinds of different little attachments and such. I mean, maybe you know I love chopping, but we'll see. We're getting to know each other. So far, we're really good friends. So I added olive oil in the bottom of this 15-quart Dutch oven. I've added those 2 glorious chopped onions. Filled this full of various colored peppers as well. Get those cooking. Hard to do holding a camera with one hand, so I really should have my camera on the tripod right now. So don't judge my meat flipping, haha. Forgot garlic, who am I? So I'm going to just throw that in here with the cabbage and the onions and the peppers going on. I'm going to do a whole other cabbage. And then I'm going to add in sesame seed oil and liquid aminos, which is just a soy sauce alternative. I've been walking around this kitchen looking for my camera. It's on the tripod. Funny, funny. So I'm going to dump in sesame seed oil and a bunch of this liquid aminos. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in the meat. The meat's already cooked, but it can just sit there and like it. And then I just did the second head of cabbage here. Watch out, because those lids get hot, but mine is on low. So anyway, I thought I could chance it. And I hope we're not in too much of a wind tunnel. We'll test this out and see. Gonna dump a bunch of this into the meat now. Yeah. Got dinner doing some things on the stove, and I'm going to help Travis organize these peppers here. So our big load of 2 big bag bell peppers I'm putting in this 30 quart. He's got a good system going on here. That is what you were saying, right? All these skipped. Okay. Yeah, we communicated. So it's going, doing all this, listen to me talk out my canning shelves, and took dinner to another family. Yes, see, Travis is a nice slicer. He's got the, I like to say, the country, the grandma, and the his mom, his grandma and his mom are excellent cooks, and I can just tell by the way that he slices these peppers that he knows a thing or two. Do you know a thing or two, Travis?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. The pigs turn their noses up at the pepper scraps.
Oh.
So fine, okay, jokers. Then no more peppers for you. The chickens shall not turn their noses up. Spoon go. I'm getting the boat a little closer to the dock in one of these directions here. I guess I'll bring the meat over to the Dutch oven. Okay. And again, this is like 90-10 or better as far as the meat, because it was the grass-fed cow. And then the bison is also very lean. So the only liquid really in here is from the sesame seed oil and the liquid aminos. So I'm going to just scoop this over here into this pot. If you see anything dripping, that's all it is. Now also, I was gonna fool with those carrots, and I was gonna put celery in here too. I'm just done now. I'm done. We're done. But I put that whole big jar full of dehydrated yellow squash in there, and that rehydrated lovely while cooking. So that's as far as I could get. Didn't think about the others for too long, and I got too far in this to, you know, chop down celery and stuff. Now if I had also freeze-dried celery, I could just sprinkle it in. So this is stirred up beautifully. I'm going to do the whole dinner thing with the family now. I had to set out a Mama Taste Test bowl. Let me show you in the pot. So here we go. You can see that squash sprinkled in there. Lovely. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Can obviously do this with less meat if you'd like. I mean, you could use 2 pounds of ground beef and 2 heads of cabbage. Basically everything I did. I put in 6 pounds of meat, but again, and my dryer's singing to us. I'm feeding lots of people dinner, of course, but you can adjust accordingly. I do have this recipe, large family style, over on my blog, largefamilytable.com. I will link that down in the description below, and that has the, I think originally I had the recipe written like 1/4 of the cup of the liquid aminos and so much of the sesame oil. I'm just eyeballing it, but if you want those details, the recipe will be linked down below. Yay. So we had dinner. It was lovely. For the few who did not want egg roll in the bowl, because I don't know, at my house sometimes not everybody wants what I cook. What do you think of that? It happens. Anyway, I did a meal prep video for my membership night before last, and I had a few things left from that. So there we go. We have our choices. You don't want egg roll in a bowl, more for mama, and all the people that do want it, you can have this other thing over here. So Travis is done for the night. The man chopped a lot of peppers. He doesn't want to cut no more peppers tonight, and that's okay because I didn't chop any peppers either. But I am going to bag up. He got, it looks like 1 and maybe 1/4 of another bowl today. So that means our pepper adventures will continue into tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm not sending him to also drop off dinner for another family. So that's good. Have more focus time. We have church tomorrow, but tomorrow afternoon we can probably get back on the pepper train. I'll see if Mama Pig wants some of these. I mean, if she'll eat them, I'll give them all to her. But if she won't, I'll test a few. I'll give them to the chickens because those boy pigs were just being silly. I dumped this big thing for bacon, sausage, and Boris, and they just turned their nose up like, we don't want no stink peppers. You believe that? Like Boris turned and walked away, which is hilarious. And then bacon and sausage, like, oh yeah, no, they loves it. That kept looking at me like, well, what else do you have? That's odd. Very, very. And I also, he woke up from a nap to come see what I was bringing. The sillies.
They usually gobble up everything.
They do. But yes, Amelia, it was very odd. I should have eaten the peppers. I was shocked. I thought I was going to share with our friends cute little video clips of them chopping down on peppers, but no. But again, it might be because they were snoozing. They were having a nice carefree afternoon nap time. So happy rainy Sunday afternoon. We still have peppers to process this evening. I ran out of storage bags last night. I went ahead and put the whole 30-quart bowl situation in this refrigerator. We're gonna work with what Travis processed yesterday this evening. We've been at church, went to Once Upon a Child, seasonal clothing, situations happening. Very rainy in Virginia right now, so it gave us great inspiration to get this done. And what's really important, along with the kids' new clothes, is Mom here, I got nice new covers for the mom couch and the mom chair. We have snuggle covers. This is good. I am excited. Both of these are from Walmart. So nice and nice. Makes me want to have, oh, look. Makes me want to have evening coffee over here. Of course, I wouldn't have evening coffee, but the thoughts. You can see the kitty in the road, rain, Mom's, leaves. So I was just here processing the clothes. So for my 5 and 7-year-old, I mean, you know, those ages, like they just rip through the knees of pants constantly. So they got all new pants this year from Costco. We will just see. I get a load and then we just see how many we end up needing. I have a mix here because Benjamin, who is 5, is more in the 6 size. And Daniel, who's 7, about to be 8, he kind of goes back and forth between 7, 8, so that makes sense. So, but different things they can share. So this is really only 3 new pairs of pants with Benny in mind, although again, Benny can slide into a 7 sometimes. And then what do we have here? 2, 4, 6 of these that mainly Daniel. So anyway, all their pants from last year are totally destroyed. So we may end up needing a few more pairs. And then I have this whole wonderful stack of goodies. I went to, I don't know if you have these in your area or not, but it's called Once Upon a Child. And it's just a fantastic, it's like a consignment store. And moms can bring in like last season's clothes or last size clothes and turn them in. I haven't done it, so I don't know exactly how it works other than I've seen moms bring them in and they sell the clothes and then I think they get like a percentage or something back. But it's a fantastic place just to shop at because I got a lot of like $2.50, $3.50. I mean, I think the most expensive thing was I got Amelia a really nice like Gap jacket. I'll show it to you because it's here on the table. It was $8.50. And then Gabriel, who I was thinking he's almost 16, haha, he's 13, but I mean, he's like in men's sizes for everything. He's 6 foot tall already, I think that's safe to say. And he got like a Ralph Lauren sweater, and I think that was $10. So they do have, again, I don't care about name brands unless they're a deal, but then also some next size stuff for Tobin, and again, for Daniel and Benjamin. So let me show you this jacket. So this is the really cute jacket for her for $8.50, and she loved it and she squealed, so yay for that. We also got all fresh coats for the season, but I've already taken them out into the other room to start processing coats. I went ahead and got the little gloves that they had there, because we always need gloves. So these were $1.50, these were $2.50, these were $4.50. Okay, but I mean, we lose gloves all the time, all the time. So like for Tobin, I mean, it's really cute. The little bear's 24 months Carter's. I think the tag is off of this one already. This is just a cute little fleecy, $5.50, has the little bear ears. This is like just cute little flannel, $2.50. This was more expensive, but Amelia just oohed and awed and thought it was so cute. And it is cute. Got little puppies and fire trucks on the corduroy pants. It was $9.50. Here's another cute little shirt, $2.50. Yep, there's the tag. And then a little Oshkosh hoodie for $4.50. And then this really fun little dragon hoodie or dinosaur, it was $6.50. Just great stuff for the season. So happy Monday, friends. Today so many things are happening, but we also still have this big load of peppers to continue processing. We got pretty far with it on Saturday. I say we, really it's Travis, haha. And yesterday was a big family day. Sunday out at church. Then we had lunch out for 14 yesterday, and then we went and did seasonal clothes shopping between Once Upon a Child and Costco and Walmart. So by yesterday evening, as I shared with you, we definitely were not doing anything with these peppers, but Travis worked on these throughout this morning. And this morning, after the kids and I did animals, we went ahead and harvested, I think it's probably, is it 100 pounds of potatoes? Is it 200 pounds of potatoes? I don't know, but it is our best potato harvest yet. We got a whole wheelbarrow full. Better than nothing, and we did it, yay. Definitely want to plant even more next year. It was a mix of golden potatoes and even red potatoes. I felt like I had more clusters of the red potatoes, so that's another thing new and exciting. So here we go. It is finished. So we have this 30-quart bowl full, and then we also from Saturday had a whole 30-quart bowl full. We were out of our freezer bags, and so what I am doing with these, we can see this morning one of the kids was working on getting these in freezer bags for us while the rest of us were outside working with the potatoes. They were in helping their dad with these peppers. This is how I normally freeze peppers. Of course, I've never frozen this much at one time, but it has been, you know, it's been commonplace over the years for me to have a bag or two of peppers or peppers and onion mixed in my freezer. I just generally freeze things in gallon bags. For me, depending on what I'm cooking, these bags, when they're frozen, the peppers just break off easily. So I can just slam them around a little bit, or not really. I mean, I just open them up and break off a handful of peppers or peppers and onions and use them if I'm doing, you know, tacos, chili, egg roll in a bowl, just anything that I need peppers for. But I now have 5 or 6 of my baking sheets that can have new things on them to pre-freeze for the freeze dryer. Also, I heard my freeze dryer beeping last night and I thought, oh, it's done, I'll get it in the morning. I didn't go check on it. This morning I went, and apparently, bad freeze dryer mama, bad. The freeze dryer is judging me. Apparently, I didn't seal it this time. You have a little valve that you open the valve or you close the valve, and apparently I never closed it, so it never got its seal. So the last run never ran. It's running now, and it just keeps things cold the whole time. So the squash that's in there is fine, but oops on that. So I'm going to freeze as many as I can of this 30-quart bowl of shredded peppers on the baking sheets, and when the freeze dryer is ready to take them, I can just break them off and get them on my freeze dryer pans. I have other things on those pans right now. And then these other bags, we have 2, 4, 5. We'll probably end up with 6 or 7 gallons of sliced peppers in the freezer. And the good Lord only knows how many freeze-dried peppers. But these, I'm gonna wash off my baking sheets and then get these pre-freezing. So this bowl, it's a mix of banana peppers and jalapenos. We're not there yet. He's got another bowl of like smaller peppers. I'll show you here in one second. But with this bowl, I don't know what to do with it right now. I like banana peppers. I like jalapenos. So I'm just gonna have him slice these all up and get them in their own bag, and we'll have to label it, of course. And then this bowl, it was just some odds and ends that were left, and like some of these little peppers that were just little peppering around. And I don't know what kind of peppers these are, but look, I tasted it. They're not hot, so there's that. So he's just gonna get what he can out of these now. And for dinner tonight, it's a little mangled, but it's a sausage and cheese quiche that I did in the summer. It needs to cook on about 400 for 35 minutes. I just took the plastic wrap off. We have a little of the egg roll in the bowl left for Saturday, but we're gonna try Civil Air Patrol tonight. That's gonna be something new for my older kids. And so I have a freezer meal ready to go. We're just gonna use that up. And then freezer meal wise, we need to do a big freezer cooking day. I have components, and I do have a few slow cooker freezer meals also, but like the casserole 9x13 or 10x15 pans, that's a 9x13. I need to load up on those. And my shirt for today is Mama ain't getting that done today either, but this is probably not the day to wear this shirt because again, potato harvest this morning. I mean, I am clean now, but I was dirty. And we did it, and we got potatoes. Yay! This is our little potato harvest from yesterday. Now these red potatoes, those were my organic potatoes from Azure that had sprouted that I decided to go ahead and plant. And then I forget the history on my golden potatoes. I think some of those might have been Azure sprouts. I know we also bought a large bag from our hardware store. I will have to go back and see what I said whenever I got this garden started this year. So really for my family, I mean, these are for my family. We're really gonna eat them. We're actually gonna have some with dinner tonight. But what I mean, like if I was trying to grow large family potatoes to have like a year's worth of potatoes, this isn't it. But I do think this is close to 100 pounds. I'm eyeballing it knowing how big the bags are. And so still, we grew these. I just had a teen walk by and say, hey, did we make those potatoes? So yeah, we made these potatoes. And so it just tells me that next year, we have to do more, right? Like we're learning. This is a learning process. It's only the second time we did potatoes. We got more potatoes than our first time. We had, I still had pictures that I shared with them in the wheelbarrow, but this is like more of a heaping pile. It's only better. And then last year, of course, with Tobin and my kidney and antibiotics and all that stuff, Mama did not get it together last year, and that is okay. But in one new area where they cut down a bunch of dead trees and the sun is shining through, I'm thinking, that could be a dedicated potato area. Lots of hopes and dreams for the garden in 2023. Going through my pepper line here, I've got 6 baking sheets. Now, this is a thick layer of peppers, but I just figure once it's frozen, like the way I've done my spiraled squash and some other things, I freeze it thickly. On the Harvest Right trays, it's not supposed to go over the side rim, so I can, like with the squash, I've just been breaking off enough and spreading it out on the pans and squashing it down, and it's all been working out just fine. So I plan to do it the same way for the peppers. And let's see, okay, yay. Not for this video, but we are done with our homeschool time this afternoon, so we are starting a whole new video where it is going to be Mega Mama. And why do you say Mega Mama all the time? Because it's fun. It's fun. It's just fun. That's why I say it. Anyway, all those apples, those bushels of apples that I've been collecting over the last 2 weeks or so are going down in Appletown. Because we said going down in Banana Town when I bought all those bananas. Okay. We're doing all the applesauce. It's starting this afternoon. We're going out in a minute. Everything this afternoon. Going out in a minute to pick up an Azure order, but that is so exciting because I now have an Azure pickup very, very close to home. Like, so close. So yay on that. And then we're coming back and getting our KitchenAid stand mixer attachment and going to town with those apples and doing, I don't know, how many quarts of applesauce will we get with 7 bushels of apples? I don't know. We're about to find out. So if I have my peppers on these trays, it'll be easy for me to just slide those in when I get back. Alrighty friends, alrighty. So I am taking this squash. This squash is done, nice and dry. And we're gonna get peppers freeze drying from our mega accidental but totally on purpose pepper harvest. Pepper harvest from friends. And I'm gonna show you how those will just break apart. We're gonna fill our trays. And I'm just using squash in so many things. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna just set this up here to put these in jars for the most part. So I'm also doing a defrost on this, so it'll take a little under 2 hours. I know some people do, I know some people don't. When I don't defrost in between cycles, it just builds like, well, I can still open this and show you. You'll see a little ice on the sides, right? Well, when I don't defrost, it's like a thick wall of ice. I don't think that's good, and I know I've heard from my friends at Harvest Right to defrost in between each cycle, and this thing runs for like 24 or 36 hours depending on what I'm freeze drying. So far I'm just listening to them. I'm saying that because folks have asked me, so that's my experience so far. But I am going to go ahead and get these on these trays, and that'll just be one less thing I have to do later. Of course, we don't have quite enough to fill this one, but that's okay. I'll use that one next. Actually, haha on me, I have 2 other pans. So, and if you hear water in the background, that is my machine here defrosting, and we just have the tube that goes into this bucket and then dump it out. And so also proving you can freeze dry this odd spiral ends off the end of that wonderful KitchenAid cutter. That'll be fun to throw into some meals and now we're still ended with 3/4 of the way full jar, but we got more jars out of that. Our squash empire. So I just keep some vinegar sprayed down here and some paper towels to clean up this lovely countertop table that Travis got for me off Facebook Marketplace. Yay, every time I'm done. Okay, and this time I'm gonna remember to close my drain valve, yay. Alrighty, so, well, almost there, there we go. So I have 4 trays of peppers loaded, and then I have a tray of herbs, some basil, and then also some sage from the garden. And we are going to it now, yay. and we're doing it. See you tomorrow, freeze dry stuff. Well, friends, thank you for conquering all those peppers. Do you think that was 100 pounds of peppers? Travis and I were talking about that, and I'm like, well, the tomatoes came in 20-pound boxes. I don't know how that relates. I was looking at the volume of peppers. They overflowed 3 30-quart bowls. Did I do 100 pounds of peppers? Did I do 7 pounds of peppers? I'm sure I did more than that. So anyway, that'll just be fun chatter in the comments. What's your guess? I have no way to know. I didn't weigh anything. I just know it was a lot. I know that we got 7-gallon bags in the freezer for just cooking with as that. And then we are now gonna run through a ton of freeze dryer trays of the peppers. How many peppers do I need in a year? I don't know. I just know I have days like I use a lot of peppers. We'll see. And it also worked out well because my friend Sarah, who let me get all those peppers from her garden because she had to go out of town, and it was better than the storm taking them. By the way, the storm wasn't too bad in Virginia. We did have about 4 days of solid rain, but many folks have asked me, because I shared about it on the other social media channels, about the hurricane harvest and such. The apple orchard was just fine. Thanks again to Merge Gardens for sponsoring today's video. Click the first link in the description below to play Merge Gardens for free.